Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm here at the 2020 Chicago Auto Show, and guess what? We have some Italian SUV performance. This is a 2020 Alfa Romeo Stelvio, but not like any other Stelvio you've been probably reading about in magazines or on the internet. This is the Stelvio Quadrifoglio. But before we jump into this SUV, let's talk about Alfa Romeo history. That iconic Italian brand really made a name for itself in Grand Prix racing during those 30s into the 40s and 50s. Really, so many wins, so many great drivers, so much legendary status. Now, fast forward to the 21st century, things have changed, but guess what? That Alfa Romeo name is still in Grand Prix racing with a Formula One team, and they're building cars that you could experience on a daily basis with your family, whether it's a sedan, whether it's a two-seater sports car, or this high-performance SUV. Now, when you hear quadrifoglio and you say to yourself, well, what is that word? It's actually an Italian word that means four-leaf clover, and that's why the four-leaf clover is on this vehicle. When you see that on an Alfa Romeo, you know it is the pinnacle of all that legendary performance brought into that car or SUV, and that's why we're going to definitely talk about this Stelvio Quadrifoglio. Now, the reason why they use a four-leaf clover is that there's the tale of one of their Grand Prix drivers. He was having a hard time getting some good race wins. He was about to start a race. He saw a four-leaf clover on the ground, picked it up, he plucked it, put it under his helmet, strapped it on, and guess what? He won the race. From that moment on, Alfa Romeo team painted on their Grand Prix cars. What did they paint? A four-leaf clover, a quadrifoglio, and that continued their success. So let's go ahead, dive into the Stelvio Quadrifoglio and see why it is an Italian SUV performance vehicle. Right off the bat, the color pops under these showroom lights. You can see the headlight design. I like the style, and I like how far it extends towards the grille, because I'm going to talk about that in a few seconds. LED projector beam, LED daytime running lamp, LED turn signal. Lots of LEDs, all blacked out. You have your functional side scoop, so I hope you like functionality, because everything is about show and go with the Alfa Romeo. I love the way this lower sill extends. That's going to not only give us downforce, but also force feed those cooling ducts. As we come across the front of the fascia, this is another thing that's synonymous with Alfa Romeo, that upside down triangle shaped grille. What I love about it, no gloss black. I tend to think that the gloss black, especially on cars like these, kind of cheapens the look, but you have a nice flat gray, you have a silver, nice V that kind of outlines that triangle, and then as you drop down, you're going to have more functionality out of that lower grille section, and I really like the way the lower lip extends. Now, I told you about the Quadrifoglio. What about the actual Alfa Romeo badge? What does that mean? What's going on there? First of all, it's a very iconic badge and one of my favorite. You have the red cross, and then you have this serpent. Now, if you look there, many people thought that that man was actually being eaten up by the serpent. That's not the case. It actually represents this crusader that made it across this desert and was alive at the end of his journey. That's him coming out of the serpent and surviving. So a little bit of history there with the Alfa Romeo badge. Now, when we get up onto the hood, a little bit of Bellissimo. This thing is drop dead sexy. You can see the heat extractors. They almost look like they're gills off of a fish. Nicely integrated, and I like the way they're not too large. That's a really great touch. Perfect body lines, has a nice flow to the 8 pillars of this Stelvio Quadrifoglio. Now, when we come around the bend, here's where we're going to see a little bit more of that race car sexiness. Feast your eyes on these wheels. Bright silver, love the design. You can see the Alfa Romeo badge there is that silver and black motif. 20-inch wheel, so this is a 20-inch wheel, two-piece rotor. Those are carbon ceramic rotors. Those are rotors that were first designed on Formula One cars many years ago, are now on your street going Alfa Romeo. 6-piston caliper with the Alfa Romeo badging is going to make sure that this thing stops on a pizza and gives you pepperoni and change. 255 on the width, 45 series sidewall, adaptive dampers. All 4 corners are going to make sure you're going to get the optimum grip to stick. And I'm telling you, performance-wise, 0 to 60 is going to blow your mind, but I'm not letting that cat out of the bag yet. Love the nice smooth lines. There's that Quadrifoglio badge, nice and prominent on the fender. I'm glad that it's just, that's it. No other venting, nice and clean. We walk down the side, you have a little bit of gloss around the window openings, nice prominent belt line across the midsection, even the lower sill that kind of just drops down, just subtle, clean, and functional. We keep working our way back. I love the way the roof slopes into this beautiful roof spoiler. Look at how the fenders are flared out. Out back, 285 width tires. That's gonna give you grip like unbelievable. And I'm gonna have Lori kind of show off the flared fender look there. It's just those extra touches that you know that this Alfa Romeo is extra special. When we get to the tail end of the business, you got your Stelvio badge. You can see how the glass is shaped. I wish there was somewhere else to put this. I'm gonna zonk this windshield wiper. Maybe if there was a way to integrate it up there, it just kills the lines at the back. But the good news is, Alfa Romeo badge, clear as day. We drop down, quad exhaust with a functional rear diffuser. And guess what? Even this piece in the center here is functional. That's what you get when you go Alfa Romeo. But let's pop the hood and take a look at the twin turbocharged heart of this Stelvio Quadrifoglio. All right, guys, we got the hood pop. Time to talk about this pasta power underneath the hood. So what are you looking at? First of all, you're looking at a sexy engine cover. Look at that engine cover with the V6 badging, the Quadrifoglio badge on there. What that is a 2.9 liter twin turbo V6. I hope you are done eating your food and you swallowed everything, because 505 horsepower, 443 pound-feet of torque, 0 to 60 in about 3.5 seconds, and it's all made it through a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. If you're concerned about MPGs, you really need to look at another SUV. This thing though, if you want performance, you're gonna get 17 in the city, 23 on the highway, and this is gonna compete against that BMW X3M or the Mercedes-Benz GLC 63S. Looking underneath the hood, I love this massive strut tower brace that's gonna help stiffen up the front end of the business here. The twin turbo setup, even the way the heat extractors, you can see, have that full functionality. But why don't we go ahead, we talked about the exterior, we talked about the heart of this Stelvio. Let's check out the interior and see what's different for 2020. All right, guys, we're inside the Stelvio Quadrifoglio. Stay tuned, because we will do a full review of this vehicle from St. Pete, Alfa Romeo. I can't wait to experience 0 to 60 in 3.5, 3.6 seconds in this thing. If you're wondering, well, Joe, I'm loving this Stelvio. How much is it? The sad news is you're looking at around $82,000. So it does have a hefty price tag, but you are getting a ton of performance. Let's take a look at the door panels. They took carbon fiber, spilled it on the door panel, so beautiful, and just enough to not make it too gaudy. I love the contrast stitching, the leather everywhere. They actually, for 2020, upgraded the switchgear, upgraded some of the interior parts to bring the quality that you come to expect from an Alfa Romeo product. You do have a nice size pocket in the bottom there where you could put your slices of pizza and have some water to wash it down, but very attractive door panel. We go from the door panel to the dash, two-tone stitching on the Quadrifoglio, white and green. It would have been nice if they did white, green, and red. If you're wondering, well, why? Tricolore, Italiano colors, Italy. Love the stitching though. Carbon fiber, just look at it, it's like a bucket. All new infotainment system. Yes, it's dark. I cannot drive this right now. If I was to drive this, they would arrest me, and I want Rady's Rides to not be aired in jail. So all new infotainment system set up. The carbon fiber is gorgeous. AC vents nicely placed. You drop down, you got your AC controls. Now these feel a little cheap. I am gonna zonk these. They are dual climate. We gotta upgrade something with that. You have a heated steering wheel and heated seats, but no ventilated seats. That's zonk number 2 right here. USB and a 12 volt. What it does have though, may not have heated seats, carbon fiber galore. Slide it back, you got your 2 cup holders. Push it back, comes right back. This is gonna be controlling that ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. You have a breath mint. It's not for you actually. It's for the SUV you just smoked. You got if you race an Explorer ST in this thing, throw them the breath mint because you just blew them away. You have the carbon fiber direct drive controller for your infotainment. This is for the different driving modes. Remember, you have that adaptive dampers all 4 corners. I do like this nice little area where you can place your phone. You lift it up, you have your wireless charging, and you have a USB aux jack and a USB-C and some felt lining so you're not gonna scratch your iPhone 43. Seats right out of a race car. You have the Alfa Romeo branding at top, the stitch work, the Alcantara material, the leather. I'll be honest, the bolstering is a little high, so if you don't like to be squeezed just a little bit by your seat, this may not be the vehicle for you, but I'm telling you right now, they're gonna hold you in place as you're carving those corners like it's Thanksgiving Day with the turkey. Plenty of headroom. You wanna do a track day? Here's the interesting thing. So think about this for a second. You might have the means to have your own track car, and then you would take this vehicle to drive you to the track and then do your track car. Guess what? You could use this as your track car and get you there back and forth and take the wife to dinner and pick the kids up from school, and you're doing it faster than you ever did before. That's amazing. Plenty of headroom though. You could put your helmet on, do your track day, show up. Some of those drivers that don't know what they're doing in their sports cars, but why don't you come on over the business end? I want to show you this wonderfulness over here in this Alfa Romeo steering wheel. Come on over. All right guys, business time, behind the wheel. Look at the touches. Even on the sill, you're gonna get that quadrifoglio just to give you a little bit extra good luck that maybe some of your competitors don't have as you're going up against them. Seats, you could see the bolstering. It's a little tight. Is it as tight as my old Focus RS? No. There was something very unique about those seats, but these are a little tighter. Steering wheel though is a little piece of race car heaven. Flat bottom, the thickness is perfect, two-piece leather. Look at this guy, start stop button on the steering wheel. That's what I'm talking about. Buttons are very simple, flat black. This is another, look at this. These are metal paddles to go up and down that 8-speed transmission, nice and large, and guess what? They are bolted to the steering column, not to the steering wheel. So the good news about that is you could be in a very tight turn and still go up and down your transmission. Gauges, look at how the dash has a rise to the 2 gauges. You go down and it's nice, simple, clean, clear, concise. Say that 20 times fast. Tach, speedometer, and a digital display in the center. Even the AC vents have a nice flavor to them, which is really, really great. I think at this price point, one thing that I want to add to my Zonk list, I would like an Alcantara headliner. I know it's being spoiled, but I think we could agree amongst friends, $82,000. I want some Alcantara on my headliner. But let's go ahead, check out the back seat and see how your passengers are gonna be crapping themselves as you're hitting your apexes on the racetrack. All right guys, back seat time. The nice thing is your passengers are gonna have that same carbon fiber on the door, just like the front doors. You do have this wonderful leather. I am zonking this plastic. What is going on here? This should be leather. You also have that cargo net, which I'm not a big fan of, so I'm zonking that too, but you do have 2 AC vents, heated seats, and USBs, and a little pocket down there, a little cubby for your Tootsie Rolls as you're popping them, as you're going from lap to lap to lap. The great news is I didn't move the passenger seat, and you can still see 6 feet tall. I still got plenty of leg room, plenty of headroom in here. How about the armrest? Nice, good height, 2 cup holders. Flip it back up. That Alcantara is amazing. Let's check out the cargo area though and see what we can fit there for your next track day. All right guys, the best part about the Stelvio that's a little different than the Giulia, even though the Giulia Quadrifoglio is still an amazing performer, is the usable space. So if you're gonna do your track day, your autocross event, you fold those seats down, you have plenty of room. Even with the seats up, as you can see, plenty of room back here. Bring your jack, bring some jack stands, whatever you need. I'm gonna swing around and just showcase that you actually have a nice little pocket down here. You could have those Victory Twinkies ready, and you also have your home power source. Very, very smart, because if you have an AC compressor or something like that, you plug it right in. You want seats to fold down? Real simple, you're just gonna pull and then push. Now, obviously we have the front seats a little far back, which doesn't allow those to fold down, but you know what? I think you guys deserve that. Hold on one second. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this so that you could see exactly what the seats are like when they are folded down. I will move the driver's seat as well. And that kind of just shows that I did not move the seats when I got into the back whatsoever. And if you're wondering, well, where's that handle? It's actually nicely located right there. You're gonna pull and push. And then you have your 12 volt, which is very nice as well, right there. So you have a home power source and a 12 volt ready to rock and roll. And then when you're ready to go home and you have all your trophies in the back, you hit the button, drops down at a nice pace. I love that Alfa Romeo script. And that's what makes this performance SUV so unique. And definitely going up against some of those German brands, I think Alfa Romeo is bringing it and bringing it in a big way. But if it's performance SUVs that you want to see like this on the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raise Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Raise Rise merch. I got to thank my wonderful, beautiful, smart, intelligent wife, Lori, working that camera like a champ. Talking about this Italian car, she wants to go grab some Chicago pizza. So let's go grab a slice, Lori. Thank you for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.